Hello, my name is Rachel Vaughan. I'm just going around today to some beautiful places. This is an old ruin just outside of Ashbourne. Just going around, spending some time in nature, spreading some joy, doing a bit of singing. It's the 21st of June, so this is a good date to get out. It's the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere, summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, so it's a good time to get out into nature, get into a crossing point of ley lines. I'm not sure, this may be an old church possibly, so that's why I'm here. Get out into nature and do something positive, spread joy, sing, dance if you're inclined to dance, do something that makes you feel happiness, joyfulness, walk your dog, whatever. Go out into a crossing point of ley lines if you can, into a portal space, and spread some joy, because we know they do some very dark things in these spaces on the equinoxes and solstices. And just a note on Disclosure Day. So I did watch the movie recently, and for those who have MK Ultra programming, it's probably going to be quite triggering. So just be aware of that. If you watch me and you've had that sort of background, be aware it's triggering. We're not going into the end of days. What we're having with all this disclosure is, the truth is coming out. And the astrologers that I watch have been saying that July is going to be the truth of the truth coming out. So I think that's pretty obviously when they're actually going to do the proper disclosure. So not just, these anomalous sort of things flying around in this trove of stuff that's being released by the White House, but much more, the real stuff. So for those who, can't get their head around the fact that we live in a multidimensional space with all these portals that are, interdimensional, and that we have interdimensional contact with other beings, you're going to have to start recognizing that that's pretty much how this world has been run for a very long time. And it's very overwhelming for a lot of people, and I can totally understand that. Some of the elements in the movie were very interesting. There was the main protagonist, a female, has blue eyes, and when she's activated by the aliens, spoiler alert, there is a sunburst of gold that lights up in her irises, which is a nod to central heterochromia. And I've spoken a lot about central heterochromia previously. So the Nazis were experimenting on people with central, full, partial, segmented heterochromia in the Second World War, because they were studying their psychic ability. The Nazis were obsessed with the occult, and that's what they were doing. So this movie seems to have a nod to that. The psychic element, being that intermediary, is also really important. So if you watch the movie, you've had MK Ultra programming, just be aware it may be some sort of activation. I'm not saying to be frightened or anything, but go into it knowing that that is a possibility, that there's an activation involved. Okay. Very interesting times. We're certainly not coming into end times, guys. We're coming into what I've been describing as the Rainbow Warrior prophecy of the American Indians is now, basically. And the only reason I'm aware of that is because I read auras, and I'm seeing a lot of people coming into this rainbow frequency in their auric frequency. So when you read auras, you can see colours in people's auras. Normally it's 1 or 2 colours, maybe 3. At the moment, the people that are coming to me for readings have reached a level where they've got the entire rainbow of frequencies showing up in their aura, which means a lot of people are reaching a very, very high level of frequency. And that's what this Rainbow Warrior prophecy was about, that the indigo children came in the 70s, then came the crystal children. That's happened around 2000 and particularly ramped up around 2023. A lot of people in my reading clients, course members, started going up to the crystalline frequency. And then the Rainbow Warriors came, and that's the prophecy. It's not about the colours of the races coming together, but that is part of it. It's the auric frequency of humanity getting to a really high level. So don't get caught up in negativity and end times prophecy rubbish. It's not an apocalypse, it's an awakening. This is all, Revelations 12, it's all happening at the moment. This is what we're going through. So don't get caught up in the freakiness and the scare tactics and the fear porn, because it's actually we're ushering in something very, very special and very beautiful. So think of it from that perspective. Again, collective consciousness, they want us to focus on something to create it. We have to create the actual prophecy that we want, which is all of us coming together to fight the dark and to create a world that we actually want to create.